What if she could still feel you, even when you're gone? Let me ask you something strange. Have you ever heard your name whispered in your mind, even when no one was around? Like someone left a piece of themselves inside your head, and it just won't go away. Creepy, right? But kind of powerful too. Now imagine this. What if you could be that feeling for her? What if every time she laid her head on her pillow at night, or walked by a place you once stood together, or scrolled through her phone and didn't see your name, she felt you, not because you were texting her, not because you were chasing her, not because you were begging for her attention, but because you weren't there, and that silence became loud. Sounds crazy, but this is real. It's something I call the echo effect. And once you learn it, you'll never need to chase again. You won't need to prove anything. You won't need to constantly give, because guess what? She'll start thinking about you even when you're not around. You see, most guys were taught the complete opposite. We were told, if you like her, show it. Text first. Be nice and never stop giving her your time, energy, attention. Make her feel like a queen every single day. But let me tell you what that advice really does. It wears you down, it makes her bored, and it kills attraction. Not because being kind is wrong, but because being always available is not exciting, not rare, not powerful. It's predictable, it's safe, it's forgettable. Think about it like this. If you hear a song 1,000,000 times, you stop listening. If the sun is always shining, you stop feeling how warm it really is. If a person is always there, you start to take them for granted. But when something disappears, whoa, suddenly your brain goes into overdrive. Where did they go? Why aren't they calling me? Did I do something wrong? Do they not want me anymore? Boom. Now she's the one thinking about you, and the echo begins. Let's get one thing straight right now. This isn't about being cold. It's not about ghosting people. It's not about playing some weird game. It's about becoming so full of your own life, your own goals, your own peace, your own purpose, that even your absence has presence. Let her feel your echo, not your need. Let her miss your calm, not your chaos. Let her wonder where you went, instead of watching you try too hard to stay. This is what the echo effect is really about, and by the end of this video, you'll learn how to create that feeling deep in her mind, that whisper in her heart, that question she can't stop asking. Why am I still thinking about him? Why purpose pulls her closer, even without a word. Let me tell you something wild. The most attractive sound to a woman isn't your voice. It's not your compliments. It's not your good morning texts. It's not even how often you say, I miss you. You know what really pulls her in? The quiet noise of a man who's busy living his purpose. Yeah, let that sink in. It's that invisible hum in the background, that quiet storm of focus, that fire in your eyes when you're chasing something big. You see, when a man is too focused on a woman, she becomes the center of his world. At first, she might like it. She might think, oh, he really likes me. But soon, she starts to feel it. like he's leaning on her, like he's waiting for her to text back, just to feel okay again, like he needs her to feel complete. And that, it makes her pull away. Now flip the script. Picture a man who's locked in on something powerful. He wakes up with fire in his chest. He's building something, growing, creating. Maybe it's his career, his body, his passion, his mission. He's not ignoring her. He's just focused. He's not cold. He's just centered. He's not playing games. He just doesn't need constant attention to feel alive. And that is what makes her obsessed. Because now, every time she thinks of him, she feels this question inside her chest. What's he doing right now? Is he thinking of me? Why do I feel like he's moving forward without me? I want to be part of his world before it's too far ahead. Bro, listen to me. Women don't want to be your whole life. They want to join a life that already has meaning. They want to walk beside a man who has vision, who has direction, who doesn't stop everything the moment she texts him, "Hey." You don't attract women by chasing them. You attract them by chasing your own future. And when you're busy doing that, your absence becomes power. Your silence becomes strength. And your life becomes a magnet. That's how the echo begins. She feels your passion, even when you're not there. She hears your drive, even through the quiet. She starts wondering what you're building and wishing she was there to see it. In the next stage, we're going to break down something that shocks most men. How being less available actually increases your value in her mind. Get ready, because what you're about to learn will flip everything upside down. Why scarcity drives her crazy, in a good way. Okay, now I want you to imagine this. You walk into a store and see a row of water bottles, hundreds of them. Same brand, same size. They're everywhere. Do you care about that water? Not really, because it's easy to get. You can grab one anytime. But now imagine, there's one rare bottle, only one in the whole world. It's different, powerful, mysterious, and suddenly you want it. Not because it's a bottle, but because it's rare. It's scarce. It's special. Here's the truth that most men never hear. The more you give her, the less she values it. The more you chase, the more she runs. Not because she's mean, not because she's a bad person. It's just how the mind works. We don't chase what's everywhere. We chase what's rare. Now here's where it gets deep. When you're always texting first, when you're always available, when you're always there the second she calls, you become like the water bottle aisle. Predictable, easy, replaceable. And even if you're a great guy, her brain starts to say, do I even need this? That's not attraction. That's boredom. But when you create space, when you don't always show up first, when you don't overshare, overtext, or overtry, you become that rare bottle. She starts to wonder, why hasn't he texted yet? What's going on in his world? Why do I miss him even more now? That's the scarcity effect. It doesn't mean you ignore her. It doesn't mean you're cold. It doesn't mean you're mean. It means you're a man with his own world. And that's powerful. It makes your attention feel special. It makes your time feel expensive. It makes your presence feel like a gift, not a guarantee. The more available you are, the less she feels your value. The less available you are, when it's real, not fake, the more you haunt her thoughts. Because now you're not just a man, you're a mystery. You're a quest. You're something she wants to figure out. And that's when the echo begins again. Every time you're gone, your value grows. Every time she doesn't hear from you, your voice grows louder in her mind. Why detachment makes her chase, not run away. Ready for something that sounds backwards, but actually works? Here it is. When you stop chasing her, she starts chasing you. Wait, what? Isn't that the opposite of what we've all been told? Yep, but that's exactly why it works. Most guys are taught this. Show her how much you care. Be there 24/7. Keep proving you're good enough. But you know what that does? It overwhelms her. It exhausts her. And worst of all, it removes the mystery. Now here's the secret. A woman doesn't want a man who's chasing her like a lost puppy. She wants a man who chooses her from a place of strength. Not a man who needs her just to feel okay. That's the power of detachment. Let me break it down real simple. When you're detached, you're not cold. You're just calm. When you're detached, you're not ignoring her. You're just centered in your own life. You're not glued to your phone waiting for her message. You're not texting her 5 times in a row. You're not freaking out if she doesn't reply in 10 minutes. You're simply living, breathing, focused on your world, focused on your goals, focused on your peace. And guess what? She feels that. She feels the calm. She feels the grounded energy. She feels the man who's not shaken by her silence. And that drives her wild. Why? Because you're not reacting. You're not chasing. You're not playing emotional tug of war. You've let go. And now she's the one pulling the rope. Women chase clarity, strength, and mystery. They don't want a man who melts like ice cream the second they smile. They want the man who stays cool, even when she plays hot and cold. That's the echo effect at work. You don't chase her body. You don't chase her attention. You don't chase her words. You chase your purpose and let her chase the feeling of you. The best part, when you master this, you don't just become more attractive to women. You become more powerful to yourself. You gain peace, freedom, and focus. You stop being a boy trying to win love and become a man who already has it inside himself. And what happens when a man no longer chases? She starts to wonder, to miss you, to imagine you. And that's when she comes looking. Stick around. In next stage, we'll talk about something even deeper. How making her wait creates long-term craving. It's not what you think, and it's more powerful than you imagine. Why making her wait creates deep craving. All right, here's a truth no one talks about. Fast love fades. Slow love sticks. Now, I know what you're thinking. But won't she lose interest if I make her wait? Nope. She loses interest when you're too easy to get. Let that sink in. Think of it like this. Have you ever waited for something exciting? A gift? A message? A visit from someone special? That waiting made it feel 10 times more powerful when it finally came. Right? That's how women are wired too. The more time she spends wondering about you, the deeper the echo becomes. She starts to think, why hasn't he texted me yet? Is he thinking about me? What's going on in his life? Why does this feel different? Boom. You're in her mind, and you didn't say a word. Now here's the key. You're not making her wait as a trick. You're making her wait because you have a life. You have a mission. You have things to build, protect, and create. You're not sitting around bored with your phone in your hand. You're present in your world. And that energy, that absence, makes her feel something rare. Longing. Most guys mess this up. They're scared to make her wait. So they text too soon, call too fast, show up before she even wonders where they went. And guess what? That kills the craving. That tells her, I'm always here, you don't need to miss me. But when you give space, when you give time, when you give absence, you become a question in her heart. And questions are powerful because they echo. Remember this. When you rush, you erase mystery. When you pause, you build desire. You are the man who waits before he speaks, who moves with purpose, who lets silence work for him. That's not weakness, that's power. You're not punishing her. You're not avoiding her. You're just honoring something more important, your time, your energy, your path. And that makes her feel like she's earning a spot in your life, not being handed one for free. The man who isn't afraid to lose her wins her. Here's a question that might shake you up a little. What if letting go is the very thing that makes her hold on tighter? Sounds crazy, right? But here's the twist. Most women fall the hardest for the man who's not scared to walk away. Why? Because that kind of man is rare. That kind of man is strong. That kind of man is free. Let's break it down real simple. A lot of guys live in fear. Fear of saying the wrong thing. Fear of not replying fast enough. Fear she'll get bored, walk away, or choose someone else. So they chase. They overgive. They try too hard to be enough. But guess what that energy says? You are the prize. I hope I'm good enough for you. And that energy is not attractive. It smells like desperation. But the man who knows his worth, the man who's not needy for love, he doesn't beg, he doesn't chase, he doesn't fear silence, because deep down he knows, if she stays, great. If she leaves, I'm still whole. That's not arrogance. That's emotional power. It says, I would like you in my life, but I don't need you to be okay. And guess what? That's the exact man she wants more of. It's like trying to hold water in your hand. Squeeze too tight, and it slips through your fingers. But keep your palm open, and it stays. That's the echo effect in motion. You're not holding her down. You're letting her come to you. You're not chasing approval. You're rooted in self-approval. You're not afraid of loss because you've already found yourself. Women can feel that kind of man. She feels the calm. She feels the stillness. She feels that you aren't shaken by storms because you are the mountain. And that's when her mind begins to echo with thoughts like, why doesn't he chase me like the others? Why does he feel so different? What would it take to truly have him? So here's the secret, plain and clear. The man who isn't afraid to lose her becomes the man she's afraid to lose. Let go of the fear. Let go of the pressure. Step fully into who you are, because that's what makes her stay. The invisible presence that haunts her mind. Have you ever wondered why sometimes, even when you're not around, she can't stop thinking about you? Like your voice is whispering in her head, your smile lingers in her dreams, and your energy fills the empty space? This is no magic trick. This is what I call the invisible presence. Here's the wild truth. You don't need to text her every hour or show up at her doorstep like a shadow. What really sticks with her is the energy you leave behind. It's the feeling of you, calm, confident, and steady, that echoes long after you're gone. Think about it like this. Have you ever smelled a cologne on someone and remembered them all day? Or heard a song that suddenly brought back a memory? That's how your presence works inside her mind. Even when you're physically absent, your vibe still lives there. Now here's where most men mess up. They try to force attention with texts and calls. They flood her phone with messages, hoping to stay on her mind. But that just makes you too available. And that kills the mystery. The real power is in being there without being there. When you live a full life, focused on your goals, your passions, your purpose, you become unforgettable. Not because you're everywhere, but because you're nowhere she can control. That absence, it creates a gap, a space where her mind fills in all the missing pieces. And guess what? Those missing pieces, they're all about you. So stop trying to force yourself into her thoughts. Instead, become the man whose energy naturally haunts her mind. The man she wants to chase. Because you're not chasing her. You're simply living. And that is magnetic beyond words. Get ready. This chapter is coming next, where we unlock the true power of scarcity and how less is actually more when it comes to attraction. Why less is more. The power of scarcity that makes her chase you. Have you ever noticed how things that are rare or hard to get feel way more valuable? Think about your favorite limited edition sneakers, or that super cool toy you couldn't stop wanting as a kid. It's simple. We want what we can't have easily. Now apply that to dating. If you're always there, always texting, always answering, you become just like any other guy. But when you're rare, when you don't flood her world with constant attention, you instantly become someone worth chasing. This is called scarcity. And it's one of the most powerful tools in attraction. It's not about playing games or being mean. It's about showing that your time and energy are precious. When she sees you're not always available, her mind says, wow, this guy has a life. He's got something important going on. Scarcity doesn't mean ignoring her forever. It means you're busy building your life first. You're focused on your work, your hobbies, your friends. Because when you value yourself, you naturally become less available and way more interesting. Here's the secret. Scarcity creates desire. The kind that makes her think about you all day, wonder what you're doing, and want to be part of your life. So instead of chasing, texting first every time, or being too easy to reach, make yourself rare. Be a man who's busy living a full, exciting life. She'll notice. She'll respect that, and she'll want to be the one chasing you. Why emotional calmness is your secret weapon, even when you feel like exploding. Imagine this. She texts you something that makes your blood boil. You want to fire back right away. To prove a point, to win, to show you're not weak. But what if I told you that the real power is in staying calm, not cold or fake, calm and steady? Here's the truth most men don't get. Women don't want a guy who's all over the place emotionally, who flips from happy to angry in seconds. They want a man who controls his emotions, not someone who buries them or pretends they don't exist, but someone who masters them. Emotional mastery is not about being a robot. It's about feeling everything inside, but choosing how to show it outside. When you stay calm under pressure, when you don't freak out over every text or silence, you show strength. You show you're not easily shaken. This calmness, it makes her feel safe. It makes her trust you. It makes her want to lean on you. And that's magnetic. You don't have to react instantly or chase to keep her interested. You just have to be the man who stays grounded, no matter what's going on around him. That's the kind of man women can't stop thinking about. Next, on the final stage, we unlock how true confidence is built from inside, not from what you own or how others see you. The confidence that shakes her world, and it's not what you think. Here's a secret almost nobody talks about. Confidence isn't about flashing money, fancy cars, or showing off. Nope. Real confidence is quiet. It's calm. It's deep inside you. It comes from one place only, knowing you are enough, just as you are. When you don't need her approval to feel good about yourself. When you stand tall because you believe in your own skills and values. That's the kind of confidence that makes women obsessed. Think about it. Have you ever been around a man who doesn't brag but still fills the room with quiet power? Who doesn't try hard to impress but just is? That man is magnetic. Why? Because he's mastered himself. He's approved himself. He's complete on his own. And guess what? You can build this kind of confidence too. It starts with doing what you love, getting good at what matters to you, living life on your own terms, not chasing validation. This kind of confidence creates a ripple, an echo effect that makes her think about you, miss you, want you. Even when you're not texting first, or even when you're not there. So remember this. The man who doesn't chase, who doesn't beg for attention, who lives with purpose and calm confidence. That's the man who holds the real power. And that's the man she can't stop obsessing over. Thanks for going on this journey with me. Now live your life fully and watch the echo effect work its magic.